y'all. Hey, let me see. Am I on here? Hey y'all. Hey, welcome to Tootie Talk Sense. I'm trying to tell you, I got to go through. Yep. I have to go through, check my audio, make sure y'all can see and hear me. Happy Friday. It's Family Friday. Yeah. Whoo, seemed like this week took forever. Ass tad today. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Ass tad. What y'all doing today on this great Friday? I done went to work. Now I'm having my little cup of Tito's. So I need to go and get this show started before I get to drinking. How's y'all day? What did y'all hear? What did y'all see that y'all want to talk about today? Because if you didn't watch the video yesterday, go check out the video. A subscriber requested the talk of the Bill Burr, so I did that. I'll let you guys watch it was called Black Phenomenal Woman. It's a song a subscriber sent to me that I let y'all see that. So thank y'all for those. Thank y'all for those inputs. Thanks for the comments that everybody's been interacting with. Now we're gonna go on, have a good little session today. Okay, let's see what Trump doing out here in these Trump streets. Okay, because he always doing something. Let's see. Let's see what we want to talk about. I know we going through the list. I don't know if I'm gonna show any videos. Let's see what videos I have to show y'all. Do, 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 do. My bad. I am so unprofessional. Let me silence my phone. Oh. It's finally no rain again today, so I'm happy about that. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Donald Trump. This is not even we're going to talk about it. He fired the NSA director, which is the National Security Agency. He fired the director and about two other employees at the NSA. So, and I'm looking like, what's the funny thing about that to me is that they ain't even the one who was. Is these the ones who was part of the Signal group chat? Nah, those was your boys who was part of that Signal group chat. You find anybody from the National Security Agency, you need to fire them. I know y'all ain't trying to scapegoat these men who had nothing to do with it because you don't want to get rid of your boys. See, go back and watch my video. I told you. I said the whole goal is to get rid of DUI so they can continue with nepotism because they don't compete where they don't compare. And with DEI, they can't compete. Look at all that they done made already. So I'm just show you there's just a little news story of him firing the National Security Agency. Security.
We're following breaking news in Washington, D.C., where the director and two officials at the National Security Agency have just been ousted from their positions. It was not immediately clear why Air Force General Timothy Hogg and his civilian deputy director, Wendy Noble, were dismissed. Hogg also headed U.S. Cyber Command, which coordinates the Pentagon's cybersecurity operations. Top congressional Democrats this morning are protesting the firings and demanding an explanation.
Yeah. So don't nobody know why, because they wasn't a part of that Signal group chat. Why you're firing somebody in security, in security. That's who you need to be fired. What else we got to talk to? I know y'all have seen the stock market plummet. I told y'all yesterday that he did that Liberation Day tariff after the stock market closed. So that way you wouldn't see the big plummet doing, and a lot of people out of sight, out of mind. They don't want you to correlate that these tariff in the stock market crash. So they did it after the stock market closed, but it still crashed. Let me see. Do I have anything talking about the stock market crash? And then when the stock market, he put the tariffs on the different countries. And so China have came and said that they're going to put a 34% tariff on all U.S. goods. And throughout the history of the U.S., they keep it's this percentage that they keep to say. I guess it's supposed to correlate to the how good the economy is going, and it's a percentage of the likelihood of a recession. So the likelihood of a recession was around 30-40%. Now with these tariffs, it have moved up to 60% likelihood that there will be a recession in the U.S. So we get good at that. Now, I was watching Higher Learning, which is the Van show. Van is the black guy from TMZ that had the thing with Kanye when he said slavery was the choice. Now he got his own show with Rachel, and I don't watch The Bachelor, but she's known to be the black bachelor. Uh, she was on The Bachelor, the black girl who was on The Bachelor, and I'm assuming she won because she going through a divorce with the guy. So I was watching that, and they had this economist on there, and he was saying that you remember, y'all, we talked about last week about Chuck Schumer and how he went and said with this last budget that Democrats were supposed to hold out and not pass this last budget because they feel like that budget will cut things in Medicaid, Social Security, and they all the Democrats stood and said, we're going to stand together and not sign this budget. And Chuck came on like, yeah, we're not going to sign this budget. Then the government is just going to have to go into a shutdown. Baby, he reneged so quick and came back the next day and was like, oh, yeah, well, we signed it. I had to sign it because if I did not sign it, his logic was if he didn't sign it, then the government would go into shutdown. And while the government is in shutdown, the president then has the right to decide what agencies is essential. And those are the only agencies that will be up and running, but it's up to the president. So he's like, you're giving the president the key to the kingdom if you don't sign this budget. But he didn't get anything out of it. It ain't like he went to the table and negotiated and like, okay, I'll sign the budget that y'all get it passed if we get this. Nope, he just signed it. But that was his logic for it now. Now, while I'm watching Higher Learning, they had this economist on there. Y'all go watch the whole thing because he gave very good information. But he was explaining that them actually signing that budget set it up that Trump can do these tariffs because typically the president can't pass tariff. That's something that Congress have to agree to pass along for. Then it goes into order. But when they signed this budget, that last budget that they signed, that Chuck reneged on, that it set up things. So I'm gonna let him put it in place. Let me see. Where did it say? Where did it say? He explained it a lot better than I did. This episode is like 139 minutes. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to pause. I know y'all hear it coming through. I'm trying to get it to pause so I can get to that part. Okay. This should be around the time that he started talking about how signing that last budget affected, relatively allowed Trump to be able to do this tariff that he's doing now.
Like that happen.
So for that to happen, right, the Republicans would have to. So when they passed this continuing resolution to keep the government open, right, they did this weird thing.
That's the Chuck Schumer, this continuous resolution. That's the Chuck Schumer renege part where he went and passed it and nothing, and the Democrats got nothing and the Republicans got their way.
If you look at that resolution, where they made a year, like the rest of this year is one day, right? According to the government regulations. And why they did that is because Trump did all of this. Like Trump, a president isn't supposed to be able to enact tariffs. To do that, he has to declare an emergency. So an emergency, he can declare one for like 3 days. And then for it to continue, Congress has to vote on it within 3 days, right? So what the House of Representatives did is made the rest of this year technically into one day. So they will not be. So they gave Trump all of this power. They robbed themselves of the ability to reverse it. So Congress have the power to reverse Trump's status. The rest of this year, he has the authority to do any and all of this. So maybe they can convince him privately. I don't know how many times Trump has changed his mind and said I was wrong. I can't find any. But that's Congress is not in this mix at all because the Republicans, specifically Mike Johnson, gave him the power with this little arcane rule in the continuing resolution.
You gotta say it right. Mini Mike Johnson.
Yeah, Mini Mike Johnson. I'm sorry.
Mini Mike Johnson.
Mini Mike
All right, man. I'm gonna hit you on the text, man.
Thank you.
All right, man.
All right, let's talk about Young Thug. Prosecutors in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office have filed
so you see, he just explained that signing this thing that Chuck said was going to be so much better than letting the government go into shutdown gave Trump more power than what he had. And there was also something else. A senator have actually went and contested the tariffs that he put on Canada. And they said what Trump used to enact these tariffs, as I previously said, Trump is not supposed to have the power to enact these tariffs. But the same way he did with these immigrants that he's shipping over without being able to go talk to a judge, he enacted an old law that said that if he declared an emergency, then he's able to use his power to do things, to do these, which the law don't even say tariff, but he's able to declare a state of emergency, and in a state of emergencies, he's able to do certain things that he would normally be able to do. So he did that. But this law was written for foreign, to be used against foreign enemies, and Canada is an ally who's a close ally. They right there. What that Sarah Palin probably would be like, I can see Canada from my backyard. I remember she said she could see Russia from her backyard. Now, I want to see if I could find it because I just watched it so the guy could explain how he did that. But y'all know something else it's on Roland Martin. Y'all know something else that I want to talk about that I forgot to talk about. Donald Trump is down saying that he can run for a third term. He don't give a shit about no constitution, what y'all say. He thought it was. I'm gonna do what I want up in here. So he's supposed to, now he is trying to plan to run for a third term, right? Y'all remember he had been said this. But recently he went on, it was a news station, they did an interview with him, and they asked him about this third term of his. And he was like, well, we're floating around ideas. Wait, what? Yes, y'all. So the ideal is, hopefully this could be low enough when I'm talking, where it won't interrupt. Yes. Give me a minute. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully I get to it. But so what he said, what he would do for this third term, I guess this is concept of idea for his third term. They're gonna let Vance run as the president, and he run as the vice president. Now I said back when Obama had his second term, I said that's what Biden should have done. But that's just me. I like VP Harris. I ain't gonna lie. But I was like, my first thought was, one more again. You know what I'm saying? Let Obama do it one more again. So the thought is that he let Vance run for president. Trump's gonna be his running mate as vice president. So once Van get in office, then he's gonna turn over the power to Trump, and that's how Trump gonna get a second term. But I'm like, if he do that, And I think that's why he backing up off of it, because everybody like, oh, okay, bring Obama back. We had Obama 08, we're gonna have Obama 2028. Okay. And right now, I think he had the highest approval rating of any president. Still right now to this day. I think his is like 59% or something like that. So majority of America still like Obama. So I think he gonna X that idea, because ain't no guarantee, especially with the way things are going now. Ain't no guarantee that you still finna have your racist white your poor white, because they gonna be even poor. And they gonna be angry. Okay, you lied to us. So I said, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it, because I want Obama to run again. I'm gonna need y'all to go out there and vote this time, okay? I don't want y'all sitting up in the house. Go out there and vote this time, because if we get a chance to, Michelle should run. But y'all probably ain't gonna, America's still misogynistic. I don't know if y'all gonna elect the one. Put in the comments who y'all think could run and have Obama as the vice president. Y'all think Cory Booker with that? Because I'm look like two mulattoes. I don't even know if Cory a mulatto. I just threw him in there. Yeah, he is, because in his 24-hour speech, he said his history is of slave owners and slaves. So he a mulatto. They're gonna have to, you put them two mulattoes on the ticket, okay? Because they both identify as black men. So put them two on the ticket. Cory, because that may be two black and black for America. Who else could we put on that ticket? They ain't gonna pick Pete Buttigieg, because some of y'all homophobic too. I ain't gonna say it, but he's a white man, but he's a gay white man. We need a straight white man, because Obama can't be the front of the ticket. He can run as vice president. Who else we got? I like Jeffrey. That's another black man. It ain't Chuck. Chuck get Chuck made me mad. But who else, y'all? Put it in there. Who y'all think would be a good choice for on the ticket? With he ain't even make it a law. He's just saying that that's a loophole in the law, because the law said you can't run as president. You can't be the president for 2 terms. And I think in American history, the only president who have ran as president, there's only been once that somebody ran as president and then went back to Congress as like a Senate or something like that. Usually they 2 terms and they done. But that's not in the law. The law don't say, I don't think the Constitution explicitly say that you can't be vice president. So that's what he feel like he's finna do, because it ain't making the way he's skirting around the law now. He's he finding loopholes, and he's like, that's one of the loopholes that he could run as vice president. Because it's only say you can't be president for more than 2 terms, but he haven't been vice president yet, so he gonna run as vice president and pretty much do like Elon Musk doing now. Like Elon Musk didn't run, he ain't even on the ticket, he ain't elected at all, but everybody know that's the president. So he's like, oh, I can do that too. Yeah, they do. The white people love them some Michelle, okay? Except the ones who MAGA, I ain't even tell y'all the story about. I almost went to HR on this lady about Michelle Obama, because she was saying racist shit about Michelle Obama at my job, and I was like, look, first of all, you ain't finna do that. You can have your opinion. I already knew this lady was a Trumper. I already knew. Didn't care. We work in the same place. I'm here for to make some money. That's it. And you don't sign my checks. Fine. I hear your little stuff, your little political stuff. And the people who are trying to say something around you to get a reaction from you. Baby, I don't care about none of that. None of it. So she went, it was during the election. And it was when Michelle said, did somebody tell him that the job he running for may be one of them black jobs, when her and Obama came out and both did those speeches and had set the place on fire, okay? People was in there celebrating like they was in church, okay? It's like pass the offering around, okay? Because Michelle is getting down today. Because at first I was like, don't come out here with that. If they go low, we go half. We need some. If they go low, we go to hell. We go to the devil balls and sack there. That's what we need. Because these Republicans ain't playing. Did you hear me? But she came out there. Did somebody tell him that was them black jobs? So anyway, she gonna come and she was pissed. This like can't work. Pissed, highly upset. And so she talking to everybody who walked past, and she was talking about, oh yeah, because you know she's a man, right? And she didn't have those kids. And I'm sitting here, I'm listening to all this, and I'm like, you know what? And she called her a monkey. I said, wait a minute, now that's where you cross the line. You're not finna sit here. How disrespectful is that you see a black woman here, besides the fact that you're talking about another black woman. That's political. I know your views, whatever. But what you're not finna do is call a black person a monkey while I'm sitting here. That's very racist and disrespectful. And she did the white women tears and all that and crying and shit. Yeah. But yeah, Michelle is a good one. I'm thinking about it again. It's half. But let's watch this Roland Martin, and he's going to explain. I don't know exactly what part it is, so we may have to watch it for a little bit. He's going to explain what Trump did with these Canadian tariffs and how he went and filed it. And if I'm not mistaken, it got passed, so he got the Canadian tariff removed. I don't know, Mexico, China, and all that is still there, but he got the Canadian tariffs removed. Let me show it to y'all.
You know, Donald Trump talks about the golden age. I think it's like almost the golden years. This guy, especially on the economy, this quote businessman is wrecking the economy. And he's doing it for, you know, using discredited theories. You know, when the Republicans did tariffs under the Hoover administration, it just prolonged the Great Depression. They never work when they're done like this. There is a place for tariffs strategically applied against a nation that has put up artificial barriers against your own products. In that circumstance, tariffs could work maybe ultimately to lower tariffs everywhere. But using this bizarre mathematical formula they came up with and saying that they're imposing reciprocal tariffs against uninhabited islands and places around the world that hardly have people, much less products that are exported. I mean, I expect to see Legoland and Bikini Bottom on the next list of places that.
He said Legoland and Bikini Bottom, that SpongeBob. I said, oh, he done got his little roast off, okay. And yes, that is true. He said that I discussed this yesterday episode, the tariffs that every economist is like, I don't know how he came up with this formula. And he keeps saying reciprocal tariffs. And you hear reciprocal tariffs, you're like, all right, that might not be so bad for us. If they charging us, maybe we can charge them. And then he doing it half. I'm like, that's how he get people. Because on the surface, it's like, okay, that don't sound so bad. Baby, that formula he used doesn't even contain tariff. It was the amount of goods and that we get from a country and the amount of goods they get from us, the difference divided by the total of those goods. And that's what did you hear me say tariff at all in that equation? No. So reciprocal tariff is not what they charge us. We charging them. No, he just came up with this formula, like he just put it out the air and was like, ta-da!
Tariffs are going to be imposed. But you're right. Many of my colleagues, you know, we had this vote last night, and we did get 4 Republican votes to overturn President Trump's Canadian tariffs. We still have to get this through the House. But I had many more Republicans tell me, you're right, we should be. I
should have cried, but I was so upset I had to leave out. Because I'm looking like, bitch, okay, you've been trying it all day, but because I sat here and been quiet. And I've been, you know, I've been there for like 16 years. And she always been, you know, she always been racist. I ain't finna sugarcoat it. She always been racist. But she been one of them people who who like, oh, I'm not racist. I just don't like what, I don't care who it is. This type of behavior is wrong. This type of, and she'll do that type of thing. That when she'll see a black person do something in the comment, anything a black person do on the news, she'll come ask me about it, lady. And so I had start anytime I see white people do something, I go ask her, did you see that mass firearm, uncharging of the firearms? Certain words you can't say here. Did you see that? Did you see that serial killer? Did you see? Because two can play that game. Keep playing with me. So she stopped doing that.
Be voting with you. We want to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's still early in his term, but last night was the first time any Republicans would stand up and cast a vote against Donald Trump in this term. And we just have to keep forcing them over and over again to cast votes of this kind. Do you accept these policies or do you disown them? It was good to see some of that muscle start to be exercised last night.
Senator, I don't understand your Republican colleagues. Oh, you're right.
My universities, my health clinics, my food banks, I'm hearing from everybody. And I have a feeling
how Congress is trying to take this back, because Congress gave a president, and just understand, I don't call him, I don't use the word president related to him because he has no respect for the office. So I'm speaking in general. Congress gave the office of the president the power, but Congress also has the power to say, nope, disagree. We can pass a bill and stop you from doing that.
Okay, so right here, this is the part he himself went in, and he was like, he didn't ask the rest of the Democrats. He found out that he could do it. He went and did it, and 4 Republicans voted with him. They got the bill passed so they can stop the tariffs on Canadians' goods. So that's what I'm talking about. He's finna explain it.
Yes, Roland, I'm glad to. And you're right. There's sort of 2 ways to look at this. The Constitution clearly gives Congress the power to deal with trade, not the president. But Congresses of both parties, and this now goes back to right after World War II, started to delegate some powers to the president on trade issues, that the president can do X or Y. The tariffs that the president have imposed against Canada, and now yesterday against the world, are under a statute that has nothing to do with tariffs. It just says under dire national emergencies, a president can declare an emergency and take certain actions, but those actions can be challenged even by one member standing up and saying, wait a minute, I challenge your emergency. This is a law called IEPA. It's like the International Economic Emergency Act. It doesn't say anything about tariffs, but it just allows presidents to act in the instance of national emergencies. Roland, this act has only been used against enemies. It's been used against North Korea. It's been used against Russia. It's been used against Iran. It's never been used against friends. So President Trump used it against Canada, Mexico, and China. And I was aware of this quirky little procedure. And so I filed a challenge to President Trump's Canadian tariffs, saying we don't have an emergency with Canada. They're an ally, not an adversary. They're our biggest trading partner. These tariffs are a tax on American consumers. And when the senator files it, it becomes the pending business of the Senate 15 days later. No committee can shut me down, even though I'm in minority. Nobody can kick me to the curb. I get a vote when I challenge a presidential declared emergency. And that's what I got last night. And we held all 47 Democrats. We got 4 Republicans vote with us. So the Senate has acted to turn off Trump's Canada tariffs. Now, we still have to get it through the House. But you point out a bigger point. Any tariff or any action that the president takes pursuant to this IEPA statute, we can challenge it, tariff or otherwise. But you raised the bigger point. Why did Congress give this power away to the president? Shouldn't we haul it back? And the answer is, of course we should. And so there's a bill that's introduced today, Senator Grassley of Iowa, Republican, and Maria Cantwell, Democrat of Washington State, to begin to pull these powers back. Rand Paul has a similar bill. And the general format of these bills would be that a president could declare an emergency and take action, but it would be limited to 30 days. And beyond that, it would have to be authorized by Congress. Sometimes there are emergencies under which a president must act promptly, and Congress can be slow to get their act together.
Yeah. I said, y'all could go watch the rest. That's Roland Martin Unfiltered. I watch him every day, like the news. Like the news, because he is the news, and he also has the app Black Star Network that you can download if you have on your smart TV, on your phone, whether it's iPhone or Android. You can download the app, and he has it. His app has, of course, his news channel, but it's a bunch of other different people have channels there on his apps, and they have different things that you can watch there. Now, this is a good step to me for Democrats, because y'all looking like a bunch of puss. But it's also where people are now looking, besides they telling Democrats, to do something, like we need y'all to do something besides like your silent protests and holding up a sign and things like that. Al Green is the only one who made a big ruckus and walk out. Now Cory Booker did his 25 hours and 4 minute speech on the Congress floor, because before that, it just seemed like y'all was getting y'all ass whipped. And we over there looking at the Democrats like,
girl, it look like you got your wait. Now, did you at least pinch the bitch?
Okay. Did you pinch him? Pinch somebody. Reach out. Do something. But, it is like, okay, well, y'all talking about these laws, but if he ain't going to follow the law, and no one is making him follow the law, even the judges are coming out and saying, okay, that's unconstitutional, don't do it. But he's still like, man, is it really? He's like, what up? That's unconstitutional. You can't do it. Is it really? And then now got people trying to, go up against the judges and saying the judges should be impeached. The judges that don't agree with them. So hopefully that'll work out, y'all. I think that's it. Oh, did y'all see what the VP Harris said? I told you so. VP Harris told, I told you so. Oh, right. I said, because what happened was y'all fucked around and then y'all found out. Now y'all over here talking about where VP Harris at and why she ain't making public appearance. She did her part. Leave her alone. Y'all the one who messed it up. Everything that's happening right now, she said would happen. But y'all was like, y'all was over there like Trump. Really? Y'all, you just trying to scare us. But let me see. I'm gonna show y'all that video.
Imaginable. President Obama also has a message for his fellow Democrats saying, and I'm quoting him now, we're in one of those moments when what? It's not enough just to say you're for something. You may actually have to do something and possibly sacrifice a little bit, close quote. Former Vice President Kamala Harris is also weighing in, saying President Trump's actions have been largely predictable. Listen.
And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so.
Right. I'm not going to say I told you
she
so.
She said, I told you so.
I told you so. And so she can't be mad at her. I mean, she did tell you. So, yeah. I think that's it on the politics side. Now let's get into the messy stuff, y'all. Y'all watch Baddies? Do y'all watch Baddies with big headed ass Lenny? Is he Lenny on the Zeus network, the owner of the Zeus network? Now he was married to his wife, but everybody say he's screwing all them girls up and down. So his main chick now is supposed to be Scotty, right? Now I was watching the last episode of Baddies, and you see Scotty and Natalie got into it. And I've been saying this season, I was like, it don't seem like Natalie and Scotty is as close as they used to be. Now, the last season, I think that was Baddies Caribbean. Like I said, I'm not a big watcher of reality TV. My daughter got me watching Baddies. She's trying to get me to watch that now. That's TV. I'm like, Baddies is a little, Ghetto is right there within the South. Okay, I can, I like to peek in on ghetto here and there. But I said, now that's TV. That's a lot of time. I can't even watch Jocelyn Cabaret. I'm like, that ain't for me. Because if somebody don't punch her in the face, because I don't condone violence. So I say. But anyway, y'all. So Lenny and Natalie, they got into it. So as I was saying, I didn't see a difference between that Scotty, man, y'all. Lenny was married. The one who used to do she was also like a co-CEO of the Zeus Network or something. But she used to host the reunions of the baddies. Now it was all these rumors that they was going through a divorce on Baddies Caribbean. But she was there and she hosted the reunion. Now Baddies Caribbean, through the internet, it was whispers that Anna and Scotty, remember Anna and Scotty was into it. Anna Mac, little skin girl, was into it with Scotty, and they were saying it's because Anna had slept with Lenny, and Lenny's supposed to be Scotty girl. Now, man, you and Caribbean Scotty and Natalie got into a fight in Natalie hotel room, and they tried to like blur out Lemmy, but you could tell it was him. Like, that's the dumb shit ever. You can see his glasses and everything. Like, if that ain't Lemmy, then it's Tevin Campbell or or Urkel, because that's the only other people that got their head like that and their body type. That is Lemmy. So they got into it last season. This season, it seems like they haven't been that close, because you see who been riding in the planes and who she been talking to. It's been more Rolly. She then took the new G side. I like Tinkerbell, and I'm like, oh, it just seems like they ain't that close. Then the last episode, Scotty will end up fighting somebody, and she telling Natalie, why you ain't throwing no punch? And Natalie and Scotty get into it, and she like, well, I'm the CEO. What I look like getting in the paint? What I look like getting in the paint? So now today, and I said, I don't know if this is a publicity stunt, because man, they waiting. Baddies Wrapped, and they have the auditions for Baddies Africa going on right now, and I think it's like 2 weeks before the reunion of the last one. So I said, is this a publicity stunt? But Natalie recorded her arguing with Lenny, and Lenny pretty much put her on blast, because Natalie is married with a kid. If I'm not mistaken, she's married to a Caucasian white man. So she and Natalie is half white about too. Her mom is white, but anyway, she's married. I don't care what the race is. She married. So Lenny over there told her, why don't you call your boyfriend? And then, so those are the headlines that Lenny put Natalie on blast. Let me show y'all the little video. It's just a bunch of streaming, so that's why I said this is the messy part of the show. It's just a bunch of streaming. if it loads up. Yeah, let me share this stream. Hopefully y'all can see it. Y'all can hear it, because sometimes with this it don't play.
It's the Jew. Do too much, you live. Tell the world that. Tell him. Call your boyfriend.
Yeah, call your boyfriend.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Hey, where's him? Look at him. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Yes, here he goes. Look at this guy. Why you touching me? What did I say? What I say? That's the weirdo right there. Wait until I tell the truth. Wait until I tell the truth about this nigga right here. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Ah! You holding me hostage. I said let the driver go. Hostage. Hey, I asked you to get in the car and let him go. He just told everybody to get out. Look at him. Look at him. Look at it.
I'm not a baddie. I don't care. You don't.
You are a baddie. With a phone up your ass, bitch. Stop fucking talking. The car's not moving because you're the boss. Nigga, you're not the boss of me. You're not. So let me go. So let me go. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm not your fucking hose. I'll talk to you however the fuck I want. I ain't never fucked you and I'm not fucking you. So shut the fuck up talking to me like I'm one of your bitches. I don't give a fuck. I'm on live. And what are you going to do, L'Oreal? I've been nothing but respectful to you too. The plumbers have lost their minds. Period. And no, it is because I asked you guys nicely to leave me the fuck alone. You guys keep doing shit and hiding behind me. I am live. Look at the plumbers whispering, doing weird shit like they always do. I don't care. I asked you guys.
And I wonder when she said, "Look at the plumbers." Who was it? Was it Lenny and Scotty, or was it because if I'm not mistaken, his divorce went through, right? Y'all put in the comments. Let me know. His divorce went through. If I'm not mistaken, his divorce went through, so he don't have a wife no more. So who's the plumbers? And she showed it, but it was so dark, so I don't know who it was that she showed. And she said, "Y'all ain't gonna keep blaming me for stuff," so I don't know what's going on there and what they blaming her for, because it seems like she's always in that statement. I would assume that is maybe their cat, they're recording. And you know how they say reality TV like to set up stuff and set up. And, in the last couple of seasons, Natalie's like, y'all got to stop blaming me for when things are happening, because I guess they'll tell one girl to go in there and ask a question about another girl, and then they'll start a fight and things of that nature. And so Natalie like, yeah, I can't control everything. I don't control everything. I said, but then you got to stop yelling that I'm the CEO and I'm the CEO and I'm the VP. You got to tell them, girl, if you ain't got no power, just say you ain't got no power. If Lenny is the one who's doing it, you got to say Lenny is the one who's doing it. Because if you want to wear that crown and put that on your back and say that this is me, this is mine, I control all this, I run all this, I'm boss bitch, then you're going to have to take that fire. You're going to have to take that heat when it comes. Other than that, say what it is. Shit, put them on blast. Speak on it.
To put my security in the car and let me go. Oh, come on. Hurry up, guys. I said, let me the fuck go. Y'all thought I was playing with you, but I told you I wasn't. Let's go. It's a wrap. You want to see whose show it is? Or is it Lenny Plummer's show? It's a wrap. And I said what the fuck I said. And I'm not done talking. I'm not fucking done. Ashley, I'm not fucking done.
I think she was done because I ain't seen nothing else.
No, Zeus, now go ahead. Show them what you were saying. It's the Jew. Do too much, you live. Tell the world that. Tell them. Call your boyfriend.
Yeah, let's just repeat. So I'm like, I think she was done because I ain't see she say nothing else about her being done. Now, Natalie, you know you want to get them checks. You want to get that money, huh, queens? You done. So this is the last story, y'all. Unless y'all got something else y'all want to talk about, you drop it down in the comments. I'll talk about it if I know about it, okay? Because I love running my mouth. So the last story I seen was the Young Thug. Y'all see that, like, Young Thug, y'all know that whole trial that they had him in jail forever. I think the first trial was a mistrial. They had to put him back. Baby, they had the judge was accused of doing like illegal things as far as taking one of the witnesses and holding chambers, having a witness in a chamber to talk to the judge privately without Young Thug lawyer being there. It was a whole big mess. And there was a lot of taxpayer dollars that went up in there to fight this case. So Young Thug eventually took a plea deal so he can get out of jail. He's just fucking out plea. And so he can get out of jail. And, the state didn't want to continue trying that case because there wasn't no guarantee they was going to win. So I want to say he had like a good 15 years or something like that up in a probation. He got released, but I think he got like 15 years of probation. So what happened was Young Thug went and reposted. He didn't post it. He reposted somebody else's post about the detective who testified in his case. And that detective, he reposted he reposted her picture. And I think she ended up starting getting death threats and she was doxxed and stuff like that. So then they want to file charges against him because, because of that, because of the backlash that she was receiving for that. And they wanted to have his probation revoked and send his ass right back to jail. Don't pass, go straight to jail. But they made the determination. The judge ruled that Young Thug's probation will not be revoked. But she told him, like, breathe, walk easy. I'm gonna read the article so y'all can see that. Then we're gonna get up out of here. So Young Thug probation will not be revoked, judge ordered. Judge Reese Whitaker of Fulton County Superior Court declined to revoke Young Thug's probation on Thursday, ruling that his social media posts do not violate its terms. And then what I was watching Higher Learning, they said the post that he reposted, in that case, I guess the detective was a part of somebody else's case. And in that case, the witnesses' identity was not supposed to be displayed. Nobody was supposed to know the witness's identity. But this person posts was from that case. But it's like it wasn't Young Thug didn't do anything in his case. You know what I'm saying? He just reposted somebody else's post. So the judge, like, that didn't violate anything in his case. So Whitaker wrote that the court declines to revoke defendant's probation based on the violation asserted, but note that Thug should exercise restraint regarding certain topics. Young Thugs have been accused of violating the term of his probation, as Georgia prosecutors are seeking to revoke it over his social media activity. Prosecutors filed a motion to revoke his probation early on Wednesday per AJC, claiming that Young Thug violated it with posting on social media. The filing states that he tweeted an image of Marissa Vervetto, an investigator with the Atlanta Police Department who was involved in his trial, accompanied by the caption, "Biggest liar in the DA." In doing so, prosecutors asserted that he demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law, the safety of witnesses, and the integrity of the judicial proceedings. According to the filing, Marissa is currently testifying in a gang on 11 preliminary hearing, during which the court ordered that she not be shown on TV while testifying. Prosecutor claims that a known blogger deliberately violated this court order by posting her photo with the caption, "She doesn't want to be shown on screen where here she is." The motion states that Thug's social media posts only amplified the blogger's act. As a consequence, reads the filing, Marissa's home address and her parents' home address was publicly posted. Exhibits included in the filing showed that one ex-user posted an image of her mother's house with the caption, "If the hate is really real, then pull up on her mama crib." Not her mama. Lord have mercy. What they say, y'all, YNs be wilding, not the mama. The mama and kids out. They said pull up on her mom's house. Well, another post that they will personally make sure the district attorney, Fannie Willis, is assassinated. Now, y'all leave Fannie alone. Don't y'all touch no Fannie. I know y'all mad about that Trump trial, but you leave Fannie alone. The motion states that Thug's social media posts only amplified the blogger act. Oh, I didn't read that. Thug's, whose real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, took to X after the filing to apparently defend himself. "I don't make threats to people. I'm a good person. I would never condone anyone threatening anyone or definitely participating in threatening anyone," wrote. Even though I was just on that RICO case. But that don't mean that I'm violent. Brian Steele, Thug's attorney, shared in a statement with Variety, "The motion is baseless. Free Williams has done. We look for." Thug was released from prison in October 2024 after pleading guilty in his long-standing RICO case. At the time, the judge sentenced him to serve as well as 15 years of probation. At the time, the judge sentenced him to time served, as well as 15 years of probation. He'd been booked into jail in Georgia in May of 2022 as part of a street gang bust and was one of 28 people named in a 56-count indictment that included violation of Georgia racketeering, influence, and corruption organization, which is a RICO, participating in gang activity. So anyway, I said, at this point, If they continue, then it will look like they're harassing Young Thug because the judge dismissed it. It's like it ain't like he the one who put it out. He reposted what somebody else posted, and I'm quite sure that in his case, it couldn't have said that he can't, that the witnesses must be remain anonymous, because if they had said that in his case, then he would have violated his probation. I'm assuming they didn't say that in his case, and that's why the judge pretty much like, shit, ain't nothing I can do about him reposting a post from somebody else's social media about somebody else's case. They got nothing to do with his case, and if you don't violate his term on his probation, ain't nothing I can do. So yeah, y'all don't forget to like the video as y'all come up in here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for interacting. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on social media, Instagram, what else? Facebook, fan base, all Tootie Talk Sense. And I'm finna get out of here and enjoy the rest of my Friday. Do some cleaning in this house and drink my Tito's and probably listen to some music, okay? What y'all doing on this Friday? Because I was tired. I need to go take a nap. That's how you know you get old. Like, I need a nap, okay? I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all have a good weekend. I will catch y'all Monday, 4 o'clock, same time, same place. Bye.